Is eBay or the USPS stealing money from your eBay sales? Well, they did for me, and I'm gonna show you today how I caught them and how I got my money back. Yeah, what's up, Rockstars? Welcome to the channel. So the other day I was doing some accounting, and I don't do item by item accounting like for every single item I sell on eBay. I just do a total for the month, which they give you in the report: total sales, total fees, total shipping labels, and return refunds, right? So I just put all that in. I don't need to know line by line by line. In the event that I get audited, I can always go back and pull that. So I was, however, doing a line by line audit the other day on some items that I sold because they were part of a lot that I helped somebody else sell, which was just happenstance, coincidence that I was doing it. And I inserted this t-shirt that I sold. It was just a regular everyday shirt. And I realized the shipping label was $9.70 that I had been charged. And I was like, man, that's really weird. Like, t-shirts cost $5, right? Not 9 something, almost $10. And I was like, why did I get charged so much money for this t-shirt? Did somebody accidentally put in the weight as like 1 pound or 2 pounds? Even a 1 pound Ground Advantage t-shirt is probably like $6. So I started digging into it. I'm gonna screen share, I'll show it to you in a second. I opened up the order details and I realized that we actually only paid $4.57 for the label. However, we got charged another $4.70, bringing the total up to $9.27, whatever it was. And it was an adjustment for overweight. And I was like, wow, a whole nother label for overweight? I would have had to been off on that weight by like 2 pounds, right? Because a t-shirt doesn't, weigh enough to charge you $9 unless it's something that's like 4 pounds. And so I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, this is crazy. Like, why did we get charged an overage on this? Like, even if it was an 8-ounce shirt and we put 6, or if it was a 12-ounce shirt and we put 8, it might have gone up a few pennies, 50 cents. It wouldn't have went up double. So I called eBay and I said, hey, I got this label and I was overcharged for it. I just noticed it. It was actually a couple of weeks ago, May 20th. So it was like 10, 11, 12 days ago. And he said, yeah, it looks like you put this in as an 8-ounce shirt, which it was. And it was a 4-pound package, and they adjusted it. And I'm like, 4 pounds for a t-shirt? Did they buy something else? Went back, they didn't buy anything else. It wasn't like they bought 5 shirts, they bought a $13 shirt. And so the eBay guy was like, that's it, is there anything else I can help you with? I'm like, no, I want you to refund the second label because under no circumstances is a men's large or medium t-shirt 4 pounds. Like, that's absurd, right? There was nothing else in the package, and that's all there is to it. And so he said, oh, okay, we'll go ahead and refund you. And they refunded me the label. Let me take you to my screen because I want to show you this, and I want to warn everybody that this is happening. I ended up going back through my order details on tons of items. I basically searched by shipping labels, and I scrolled because all my shipping labels are the same price for remote controls, t-shirts, and postcard sports cards. If I sell an obscure item, like some of the big vintage toys I helped somebody sell, that's different, and I would have noticed those, like $20, $30 boxes that I know I shipped. But if I see like a $9 label or an $11 label, there's something off about that. I ended up finding 2 more. So the total on the 3 was like 13 bucks. Not a lot of money, but $13, right? That's annoying. How many more did they do? Not to me, but to all of you wonderful people out there that they stole $20, $10, $15. How many millions of dollars was unjustly stolen from us because their system flagged something as the wrong weight? Or was it their system? Was it just them trying to make extra money? You be the judge. Let me show you my screen, and I'll come back and talk to you about it a little bit more. Okay, so here we are on my screen. You can see I have the order open. If you ever can't find this, you can just go to the item in your paid and ship section, and you can click that order number. I'm not gonna do it because it has all of the guy's private information, which I've blacked out his name and buyer name there. But essentially, this is your order information. And what it shows you at the bottom is that it was purchased on May the 19th for $12.75 total. He paid with sales tax like $13.90 or whatever. And then they took $1.99 for the fee. So I made $10.76 on this shirt. And then, of course, there's a shipping label. That's what I paid for, normally $4.57. But you can see right above it, this was May 20th. So the next day it shipped out at 8 o'clock in the morning. It shipped out May 20th. For $4.57. But on May 28th, which was a week later, this guy got this shirt in 3 or 4 days. So a couple days after it was delivered on the 28th, $4.70. And then you can see, look, underpaid. You You guys see that? Underpaid, right? And so that's how I immediately knew. I was like, wait a minute, like this was a whole new charge. And you can view that, like if you click on it and view it again, it's gonna show his details, so I don't really wanna bring that up, but you can see that it's just a whole nother label. It's just gonna say the same thing, underpaid. And then you can see yesterday, June the 1st, or the day before rather, I called and they voided the first label, right? So I got hit with the 470, so it cost me an extra 13 cents is what it is. But I got the 457 back. They voided this one. He should have voided this one, but he voided this one. So make sure when you are calling them, if you have to contact them, tell them which label to void, just in case this one is significantly more than this one. But anyways, I got the 457 back credited to my account. I checked my payout, incoming payouts from yesterday, and it did have an additional $4. I knew what it was. It was like $180, and it went up to like $184. So this was correct, and this is the one that should have been, but you know, whatever, it is what it is. But that's it, that's the underpayment, and that's where they're stealing this money from you. Like literally I found three total that had this underpayment. One was like $5 and one was like $6.35. So the total was like, I don't know, 14, 15 bucks that I got back added to my payments after I ended up hitting them up for all three of them, because after I hung up the phone, I realized, wait a minute, is there any more of these? Let me go checking. And so I had to go item by item, which is really a pain in the butt. All right, so I came back full screen because that's sort of the problem. You have to go item by item by item on your transaction history page to get a full report of what you paid for if you don't catch it right away. So you would literally have to audit, total auditing item by item by item. And even if you're somebody who sells, say, 5 a day and you do it once a week, that could be 30, 40 items that you need to scroll down and check on. Now, what you can do is you can search by all transactions on the transaction page. I'll put a screenshot up here of the Seller Hub where the transaction page is, and then under all transactions, you can filter it by shipping labels, and so that's what I ended up doing. And then I scrolled down all of the items, and if they were normal price, like $4 or 69 cents for the other thing, then I just kept scrolling past them because I know that that's my normal prices. But like I had one, again, that was like $12, and I'm like, man, what is that? So I opened it, it was a t-shirt. I'm like or it was a polo shirt rather. And I was like, man, that's like a $5 polo shirt. And it was like $5.50, and they had charged me like almost $12, $11.90 or something. So they had overcharged another $6 for it being some overweight package. And so I scrolled down all of these transactions to figure out which ones had been over, and that's how I was able to locate the other two. Now again, it was only like $14 or whatever it amounted to, but that's 14, 15 bucks that is my money, that is in my payouts. And that across the board, across millions of sellers could be a lot of money. And so I'm really frustrated that now I feel the need to have to go to my all transaction report like once a week or twice a week and scroll down all my items and just make sure there's no oddball fees, no oddball labels there that are out of place or that would double charge. Now, the other thing you have to be careful about is like that was a 457 and a 470 label. I might have thought in my head like, oh, 470, 457, those are all normal prices. So I wouldn't really recognize. It's not like they put it together as 927. The only way I saw that was going into the actual item order details. So I would have had to preemptively click on that. So you really got to check every shipping label. Like that sounds crazy if it's, you know, even if it's an extra 69 cents, like maybe they say two pennies, 2 ounces on my sports cards and add that on. I could be getting dinged for that. So is there another better way to do it? I don't think so. You just have to audit, and that's terrible. Like auditing anything because they're cheating you is just not something we should have to do, and shame on you, eBay or USPS. It's probably the USPS. I'm not going to blame eBay on this one. USPS is the one that sends them the overage or the incorrect measurement and weight information in order for them to charge more. So blame the post office on this one. Do what you want with that information. Do what you will with it. But yeah, that's just a heads up and a warning for everybody. Make sure you check it out. Make sure you keep an eye on those fees. Make sure you keep an eye. I've seen people double charge for their stores. I've seen a lot of different things. So keep an eye out for your invoice and your accounting and your reports. It's super important. It could be money. It could be if you let it go all year long, could end up being a couple $100s that you get cheated out of if it just, you know, continuously happens. So that's it. That's my warning for today, my PSA. I appreciate you guys watching as always. If you enjoy this video, if you get information from it, if it helps you, hit the like button because that means the most, and subscribe. Come back, watch future videos, help me get 250,000 subscribers. I'd much appreciate that. And check out the links in the description box below. There's a link to eBay's live shopping access page, which is amazing. Go check it out. Some great live sellers on there. They actually vet their sellers, unlike some of those other sites. And a link directly to Amazon's coupon page, where there is secret coupons on Amazon with instant discounts. If you do any shopping on Amazon, go check that link out first, and you'll find some awesome deals, and you can navigate on to other products. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.